Coming up, taking center stage in the greatest show on earth. There's a new law enforcer in town, and this one's a bitch. And hunting for toxic mercury. The Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus bills itself as the greatest show on earth. 11 months a year, this three-ring circus and all its performers tour North America. Nyak, a 2-year-old retriever setter cross, is a star of the center ring. He performs in an act with Michael and Pascal Sanger. The act is a fast-paced sequence of stunts and pratfalls. The audience loves it. If the Sangers want to hold on to their spot in the center ring, they have to keep improving on Nyak's popular act.
Wait. It's very difficult because this is the first time we've ever had to work in a 3-ring circus. So 10 feet away from me, there's another dog act working. So Nyak has all these distractions going on, and he still is able to do that precision timing.
Tonight, for the first time, Nyak will perform a new trick. There's only a few hours left for rehearsal. Nyak has to jump through Pascal's legs one way, back the other way, and then, when she puts her legs together, he has to push her over.
I think the success to the training is to not force anything. I keep running them through the trick for however long it takes. I'm not a quick trainer, but when the dogs learn the trick, it's inside of them. It's a solid base to work on.
Nyak learning the new trick is one thing. Incorporating it into the act is another.
To do that successfully, I have to do the whole sequence of the act, because the trick before that is the cue for him to do that particular trick. So that's how I train the dogs. Good boy. I don't like them to be too long in the trunk. Okay. These are the holes. These holes, he's able to look through the holes and see what I'm doing.
If Nyak misses his cue for any reason, the whole show will fall apart.
Good boy. All right. This is one of the problems. This is a small thing that I wanted to do a correction on, because he would have done that. Like in the show, I would have gone ahead and carried on with that trick. But he's anticipating a bit. This is one of the problems in Nyak, because this split-second timing I have to keep that. And they anticipate and they start coming too early for the tricks. Luckily, Nyak is the type of dog, he's got this explosive energy that he wants to do things. He wants to work. This was great. I mean, if he does this with me now in the show, then, you know, I've got high hopes that it's going to go okay, the trick. And I don't think he's going to let me down. He's just one fantastic dog. I'm very lucky. He's the best. Very lucky.
Michael and Pascal take some time to relax before premiering their trick at tonight's performance. In addition to Nyak and Billy, who perform in the act, they have 5 other dogs, all rescued from desperate circumstances. Nyak was named after the town in New York State where they found him. He'd been kept in a box that was too small, and he could hardly walk.
When I held him in my arms, there's this sort of chemical, this clicking between us, and I knew that we'd found a good dog for the act. Everything turned out okay. He's a fantastic dog.
Normally, it takes 2 years for a dog to learn the whole routine. Nyak, a prodigy, learned it in just over a year. Michael is writing a book about his work with Nyak and other circus dogs he's trained. The book, A Legacy Fulfilled, covers 30 years of his life adventures. Michael is a 6th-generation circus performer. It's almost time for the show. Michael brushes Nyak until his coat gleams.
And he's become very muscular in comparison to when I found him. The first 3 months were he was sort of taking a few steps and then stumbling because he didn't have any muscles. And he's well built up now, and he's got such an exuberant character.
Nyak is a retriever Irish setter cross. Setters are energetic and intelligent. Some may be high-strung and difficult to train. Nyak's retriever blood probably makes him more receptive to training. The roadies put the finishing touches on the massive 3-ring setup. The audience arrives. They'll be the first to see Nyak's new trick. Michael and Pascal are a little nervous about the changes to their routine. Will Nyak remember all his cues?
I can rehearse and rehearse as much as we want, but actually the thing in the show in front of the people, we can never say. We just hope for the best.
The one, the only, the greatest show!
So far, so good. But the new trick is coming up. Will Nyak remember exactly what to do and when? This is it. The excitement is palpable. Nyak leaps on cue. Now he just has to knock Michael down. And he does it. Just not quite the way they rehearsed.
Nearly get the whole trick. Very good. Really, really good. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, wonderful. It was more than I could expect. I mean, it's really fantastic. This was trained in a very short time, and we wanted to get it into the act. And I wasn't sure it was the right moment, but he did it. He did it. It was great. We do love the dogs. We live together with the dogs. They're a part of our lives, and I think the dogs know this, and Nyak gives his best because he knows he has this support from us.
Ready or not, we're painting the town, 'cause we're all there, and we won't stop until you can take one more grip. So be prepared, there's still a lot. Ready or not.
Police dogs are big, powerful, and trained to intimidate. They're also almost always male. Meet Cinder, a sweet, friendly, and female police dog, at home with her handler, Eric Luke. This 2-year-old Belgian Malinois has been on the force for a year, but due to gender stereotypes, some doubted she was up to the job.
Is your big sister?
Generally, the aggression issue can be a problem with some female dogs for sure, in that they may not have the same levels that the male has. And also the fact that they tend to want to be a one-person dog. They're a little more into the handlers and the owners as opposed to exploring in the outside world.
Is Cinder tough enough to change police practice on the use of female dogs?
We're going to need an ambulance. We're at Pacific and Main, have a male who's unconscious, appears to be bleeding from the head.
Winnipeg, Manitoba, like many urban centers, has a high rate of violent crime and vehicle theft. Cinder and Eric are busy.
Those butterflies or adrenaline is what keeps you alert and it's what's going to keep you safe. And the moment you stop having the butterflies is a moment to get out of the job, because then you're becoming complacent, and complacency is what kills officers. So that adrenaline rush, I feel it time and time and time again, and it keeps both Cinder and I moving and alert throughout the night.
In her first year at work, Cinder was called out to track a murder suspect. No witnesses were able to give a precise description of the man. It was up to Cinder to find him. Cinder picked up the scent, and as darkness fell, she stayed focused and tracked the suspect to his hiding place. But her job didn't end there.
Hey, you in the bushes! Come on out, it's Winnipeg Police! Show your hands! Don't do anything stupid! If you move, we'll send the dog!
This takedown won the respect of the police canine unit, but other officers on the force still doubted her strength and fearlessness.
We got one for murder. Watch him, Cinder. Watch a dog, watch a dog. Gotta go. Put him in cuffs.
I think when I first started on the street, and although I've only been on the road about a year, most people couldn't believe how small she was. They didn't know if she was fully grown yet. They wondered when she was going to keep growing. Some of the nicknames, her name's Cinder. They call her Cinderella, or she's called the little gopher on a rope.
Cinder wasn't supposed to be a patrol dog. She went through training to make sure she was smart and skilled enough to breed police dogs. But the male dogs in the course all flunked out, and Cinder passed with flying colors.
We're going to do a quick aggression session to get the dog used to the vest.
She showed some really, really good qualities in the beginning, and as we progressed through, she just got better and better and better and better.
Stop fighting my dog! Stand still! Cinder, out!
Belgian Malinois are highly trainable. Their ability to focus means a handler can trust them to respond to commands in chaotic situations. At a muscular 58 pounds, Cinder weighs at least 30% less than the average patrol dog.
You know what? It took me a while in that I hadn't been a police dog handler before. I knew she was doing well as far as the tracking aspect and the components, but it took a few catches on the street for me to really believe in the size of her heart. Every time we go out on the road now, she's proving to be more tenacious and more of a go-getter. But I'd say I'm a believer now, that's for sure.
Cliff Sampson is head of the Winnipeg Police Canine Unit.
Friday and Saturday nights are usually our busiest nights for calls for service. It looks like we're gearing up that it'll probably be a busy night for Eric and Cinder.
It starts off as another typical weekend night of police work, dealing with public mischief. But then dispatch alerts Cinder and Eric to something more serious.
Echo Kilo 60, could you attend 265 debates to assist Echo 102? They have a stolen vehicle and a suspect in custody, and they want to do a search.
Yeah, that's firm film responding.
Another officer has found bullets on a suspect, but no gun. They think he dumped it in a wooded area nearby. Cinder's nose is called into action.
Searched him, he had these on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where you figure you dumped it?
Through that way, so yeah, we want to see if he's dumped it somewhere in the bush.
Okay, I'll get Cinder here and we'll see if we can get pick up the gun then.
Okay, great.
All right.
Atta girl, search him.
If Cinder finds a gun, it may help link the suspect to a crime.
What'd you find? What'd you find? What'd you find? Hey? What'd you find? Atta girl, where's it? What's that, eh? We got the gun here, guys. We got the gun.
Cinder and Eric turn the gun over to the arresting officers and continue their patrol.
Be on the lookout for a male wanted for a robbery of a Duffy's cab driver.
Cinder and Eric respond to a call to track a suspect who's robbed a cab driver.
She knows when I hit the accelerator on the police cruiser car that means we're going to business.
That's our guy. That's a robber guy. Echo Kilo Zero.
At the first sign of a suspect on the run, Cinder's ready for action.
Stop it, the police! Stop running! Stop running! Police! Police, stop running! I'll send the dog! Take him, Cinder! Where's the knife?
No one was injured except the suspect had some minor injuries there, and things worked out for the best.
Because of Cinder's success rate, the force is now training female police dogs for more than just their breeding program.
Having Cinder in our unit has made us reevaluate our breeding program.
Yeah, I'm incredibly happy with Cinder. Very, very, very proud of her. She's proven tonight, like time and time again, that she can do the job as good as any male police dog can. She's putting in these long hours, long, arduous nights in order that the citizens of Winnipeg can sleep better at night.
Many instruments used in school chemistry labs contain mercury. Mercury has many useful properties, but it's also extremely toxic. If any escapes from broken equipment and isn't safely disposed of, it can put teachers and students at risk for neurological damage. Clancy is the only dog in North America trained to detect mercury.
Find some mercury and we'll play with your tennis ball.
Clancy and his handler, Carol Hubbard, work with the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. They regularly travel all over the state to rid schools of mercury. Bruce Monson is a research scientist at the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency.
If you were to see a pool of liquid mercury sitting on a table, there will always be lots of fume, and it is a neurotoxin, so it's very dangerous because it affects the whole nervous system. 80% of that mercury that you inhale in there would be absorbed in your bloodstream. And from the blood, it passes into your brain. So very small quantities can have a negative effect on your ability to think, and it can even kill you if you get high enough concentration.
Today, Clancy and Carol do a routine search for mercury at Becker High School.
The St. Paul Police Canine Unit chose him from 200 dogs that they looked at. The reason why he was chosen was he's very enthusiastic about the ball. You need a dog that has some enthusiasm for a toy so you can make him work. So his is the tennis ball, and it works really well. You can see he's crazy about it. He's very focused on his work. He'll search for mercury just so he can have the tennis ball.
As usual, they pay special attention to the science labs. Carol gets Clancy revved up by starting off in the biology classroom.
What have you found?
Clancy gets a little too excited when he finds a crate that smells like lab animals.
Clancy can detect 4 things: tennis balls, food, squirrels, and mercury, in about that order.
Clancy is considered a Labrador Retriever. Labs are active, friendly dogs with an excellent sense of smell. But he's also got a touch of hound, which may give him an added advantage in his job. Scent hounds have wide nostrils that point forward and down.
The nickname for mercury is quicksilver. It looks like liquid silver. It tends to move and coagulate where the drops will form. They can break up into microscopic drops, that you really can't see at all. You just can't imagine that it's actually volatilizing, that's going up in the air, but it does. That's where it becomes dangerous, because we inhale it.
Cree Holt uses a highly sensitive instrument called a Lumex. It precisely measures mercury concentration in a specific area. But the Lumex is no match for Clancy. He can scan the entire room and pinpoint the mercury 5 times faster.
Clancy, what a good boy. You found quick.
Anytime Clancy finds mercury, he sits. Clancy can detect the vapor from as little as half a gram of mercury, the amount spilled when a thermometer is broken.
Clancy, good boy. You found quick.
Clancy's not harmed by the mercury because his exposure is so limited. Cree confirms his find with the Lumex.
He's valuable for sure because I would have to check every square inch of the room with just the Lumex. Clancy can go in and do a broad search and find the source, and then I can zone in on it and find exactly where it's at.
Last stop, the chemistry lab.
Do you want to go to work?
Clancy gives the room a once-over. Clancy sits, indicating he's found mercury, and this time he gets a double reward.
And that's when the fun begins. He starts running around and showing the kids the tennis ball, and it's the part he loves.
Very cute dog. I think he's pretty cool.
You're a good dog.
And handsome.
Oh, yeah.
And handsome.
The mercury is safely disposed of, and Carol and Clancy head back to the car. But Clancy has other ideas. He wants to go to gym class too. Clancy's job is secure. There are hundreds more schools to check, which is just fine with Carol.
Clancy and we're the best of friends after working together for the last 2 years. The deal that I made with the state of Minnesota is that when we were done with the program, that he would become my dog.
I love you, Clancy. Yeah. Yes.